10 minutes ago. Signing ended over 4 hours ago, and I would say I would count it a success. A lot of our regulars who've been hearing about it for a while came out. A bunch of people who are friends and supporters of the writers traveled out here and came out. And because, as I've been saying before, the reason we did it on Sunday was that people who just wandered in the store would, see the event going on and go, oh, well, maybe I'll, talk to the creator. Maybe I'll get the books. And all of that happened. We sold a whole bunch of copies of the book. We sold a few copies of the other books that Ben had brought and Rachel brought. Really, just all in all, pretty decent. The problem was, of course, there was a problem. The problem was that Sunday was dead. Like compared to last Sunday, compared to every other Sunday in August, even Tisha B'av, even when we opened hours later, this was garbage. The parking lot was empty when I arrived, and that affected things. People came for the signing, but just people wandering in, wandering around the store. Thank God, as the day went on, as we got after like 4 or 5 o'clock, enough people wandered in that this was not like a complete loss of a day. The signing definitely helped. We sold a lot of stuff in the signing, but it was like, whoa, right? Sundays can be slow too. There hasn't been one in the summer, so I forgot about it. I will point out that my phone is very low on battery. I decided to do this rather than charge my phone, bring it home, wait until I had time at home dealing with my family, maybe forget to do a live stream, that even though my phone is close to dying, I was going to come and do this live stream. So here we are. Signing was good enough for me to write an email to someone who had sent me a message on Friday asking about a signing, to say, yes, we can do a signing in October. So that's a big deal. Just agreed to do a signing October 19th. Probably the next signing we're doing, unless the Gotham Academy thing suddenly works out. And a lot of people casually coming in who just stop in. See, we had a customer come in here with her boyfriend, and she looked vaguely familiar, but I didn't say anything. And then she, as she was leaving, said, "Yeah, I don't live here anymore. I moved out of town when I was 16, and now I'm 25. So it was a long time ago. But the first few years that you guys were open, this is where I fell in love with comics. I would come here. My mom would come here and get me books, and it meant a lot to bring him, or the boyfriend she was bringing, I guess, here and to visit this place every time I'm in town." That's powerful stuff, folks. If you're telling me that you've been getting comics here since you were 13 or 12, that means the world to me that you love comics and we helped you do that. So I really appreciated that. B and Rachel were really great. They were very self-contained. They had some friends who came by who they talked to that really kept them going, because I was, despite the fact that we weren't crazy busy like every Sunday, I was busy. I didn't have time to really host them the way I normally do. But again, these are people I've known for years. Rachel's been a customer for over a decade as well, even though she doesn't buy much anymore. They're comfortable here. So that was really good. I think the October 19th one, I don't want to say anything until the author agrees, because there was a bunch of stuff to be discussed in it. But I think that one will be good. But I don't know. I'm going to be very selective moving forward. This worked, one, because of Sunday, and two, because the creators had very low expectations. They were, was that good? Was that okay? I thought it was good, but was it good for you? And that was really something. I feel like a creator who's expecting tons and tons of people to show up automatically, just like, oh, why didn't all your customers come, would not work well. So yeah, all in all, I think the signing went well. I am starting to plan September, and I realize that we're really only closed the last 2 weeks in September. The last 2 weeks in September, we are going to have closures on Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays because of the Jewish holidays, and that is going to definitely affect things. That lasts on and off through October 10th. So while I'm getting ready and gearing up for doing a lot of things, I'm also remembering we're going to be closed a lot of weeks on the release day. So I'm not really sure where that's going to go. I'm clearly not interested in setting up signings when we're all over the place. But October, November, if you know of a creator who's local or would be interested in coming to New York who wouldn't have high expectations, definitely let them know. And yeah, tomorrow I have to unpack. We got the new Akira hardcover. That's already here. We got a whole bunch of really cool stuff coming out. and hopefully I'll get around to doing a live stream because I'm definitely not good at them. I'm trying to make sure that we do 5 a week, but it's getting tight. Life is kind of crazy. So I will hopefully be back here tomorrow. Amy, I will say hi to random people on here occasionally. So I look like a nerd, but also like you smoke. I think a lot of people look like nerds nowadays. I'm not really sure that there's any difference between a nerd and a non nerd in our current world, but I guess that's a pretty nerdy response. So I don't know. All right. I also hope some point this week, no promises, none, not a single promise. Joey, if you watch this, this is not a promise. I'm going to try and record a new video for Joey to edit up so that we can have a video soon. This is New York. We are on Long Island here in New York. And until tomorrow, when hopefully I will have more interesting things to talk about. I really do have something very interesting to talk about. I really was trying to control myself, but I have another 10 minutes until my ride is just. Let's get into it. Fantagraphics. If you've been following us or the comic market for the last year, all the stuff we've talked about, all the bankruptcy, the Diamond bankruptcy, Diamond being purchased, all the stuff. All the latest is that the people who had their stuff on consignment at Diamond have Diamond stealing it from them, not paying them for it, selling it at a discount, and they're furious. Completely understandable. Really horrible, the situation. Companies, there's a company, Fair Square. I love them. They're doing a Kickstarter to do their whole next line of books because they don't have any money coming in thanks to Diamond. A whole bunch of things like that. But Fantagraphics is doing something that actually rankles me a little. Fantagraphics has spent the last week, 6 days, 5 days, doing a giant sale. If you go to Fantagraphics website now, everything is 30% off, including pre-orders. So what am I supposed to do as someone who is buying Fantagraphics through other distribution, not from Diamond, making sure that money gets to what am I supposed to do when Fantagraphics sells all the books that I try to sell to people? Discounted. I get it. I feel terrible for them. I think it's really awful that they have to do this giant clearance sale to keep themselves going. But what happens when I have customers come in and go, "Oh, I got the Fantagraphics sale." Fantagraphics already does a giant sale twice a year. That hurts me from that. And now they're doing an emergency one where they're literally writing, "We were robbed. Diamond has stolen our books. Diamond is not paying us. Please buy books so we can stay in business." Hey, maybe offer me a discount and I'll stock up on Fantagraphics. Maybe reach out to retailers and say, "Hey, before we do a big public sale, we have very limited special edition things that we'd like to give to you or get to you at a discount. And then, when we do the sale, we'll say, oh, all these rarities were sold off to retailers. Ask your local retailer if they got them." Do something. Because we're the ones trying to support you, and you're literally stealing our business from us. This is a humongous problem across the world with comics, the direct sale from publishers. And I am not an angry person about it. I completely support it. I think publishers should have a direct market to customers because we can't stock everything. But to do a specific Diamond messed us over, we are going to go out of business, please buy things from us sale right before we hit a pretty quiet time in comic shops is kind of crappy. So Fantagraphics, I completely understand why you're doing it, but the way the optics and the branding on it are not wonderful for me. So I will be keeping that in mind when I make my Fantagraphics orders. That said, if you want to order something from us from Fantagraphics, make sure you tell me, because we will be cutting our orders somewhat on those. I'm not trying to be petty. It's just they let people get 30% off on pre-orders, on stuff coming out soon. So why wouldn't someone buy it? The best we do is a 10% discount. Right? So I try not to be nasty. I'm trying to be kind. I'm not trying to say you shouldn't buy from that sale. I'm not saying you have to support us, not them. What I am saying, hey, Ethan, what I'm saying is the optics on how they presented that sale could have been done differently so that shops don't get the shaft on it. Anyway, like I said, loads of new books, exciting new books out this week. Maybe we'll talk about some of them tomorrow. Until then, remember, damn it, babies, you gotta be kind.